If you haven't heard about Anchor, it is the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Lawful Stupid just jumped over. First of all, it's free, and we love that. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, wherever you're at, all on the go. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you. There are a lot of other vendors out there, a lot of platforms that they will make sure your podcast gets to. So it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with zero minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Last time on Lawful Stupid.
All of our hearts were broken.
Shattered.
Repeatedly.
Multiple times.
It was very fun.
It was exhilarating.
What happened was I ran into the city, hearing Yarg had possibly been killed. I get to the Golden Hammer and find that Yarg was killed. I scoop him up, lay him on the ground, cry out for him not to be dead. And then
You get attacked. Yeah, by two large monstrosities. Eventually the whole gang gets together. That's Kristoff Shindo, Rowan last name, and Atlas Ferry.
Legato.
As well as Taringa T Guardsman, other Tiefling, and
T2.
Two halflings.
And two halflings in a raincoat.
Thing 1 and thing 2.
Pretending to be adults to
A
get
whole
into
person.
R-rated movies. We all show up and we take down the monsters. We get some owies, specifically me get owies. Go to sleep, wake up, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack that I get from Two Nose One Flask, which is healing potions, and then we go up towards the north where we heard fighting, and we find Madman Spawn being a fucking beast, taking on 3 of these monsters. We see like 12 townsmen taking on 4 of these monsters. We see Renoir getting pushed back by 2 monsters, and then we see about a dozen monsters in the distance getting butt fucked by Findahl.
Hard.
And that is where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Exactly.
All true
That being
things.
said, what do you boys want to do?
So thank you.
Go ahead.
So Kristoff's mind as a tactician is just whirring, and he's seeing all the different elements, and he's seeing kind of things break down. Half arcane torrent numbers, half actual statistics that he's seeing on the battlefield. It was laid out kind of like on a grid, kind of like as though they were pieces on grid paper. He sees everything, he analyzes it, and he finally speaks. He goes, "All right, lads, here's the plan. So you, Atlas, Rowan, Taringa, you go meet the townsmen. You're going to set up a wall, a hard line. You sit there, help them defend. You there, other tiefling, 2 halflings. Haven't caught your names. For that, I apologize. Should have done that a while ago.
Yeah, yes, what are your names right now at this moment?
No, cut the pleasantries.
It's too awkward to move on from this point.
Tell me your names.
So one of the halflings says, "I'm Sir Jodo Forehill," and the other one says, "I am Gid Gaza."
Hey!
Those were the fans. Now carry on, Shane. Your brilliant plan.
You're right. I fucked up. And you there, tiefling. What's your name?
Lance.
Boom. There it is.
Yes.
Awesome. Good job. Good job, everybody involved. Thank you guys so much for being cool out there, my fans. And anyway, you 3, you're gonna go grab Renoir. You there, tiefling, distract him with your shadow magics that I saw you use earlier. Distract those 2 beasts. You 2 halflings, very nimbly, very quick, go grab Renoir, and all 3 of you are going to exfil back to the hard line established with with Taringa and Rowan and Atlas and the townsfolk. Meanwhile, I am going to go with Justicar Spawn, Madman Spawn, and we're going to take care of some trouble. We're going to resolve that threat. Once that is done, we will meet you back. We will finish off any remaining enemies, and then we all push forward hardline to Findahl.
Oh, okay.
And
Yep.
Tringa looks, and you can see this this air of pride come across him, and he simply nods and charges forward.
Yeah, and we go.
All right, gents, for Yarg.
For Yarg.
And so the others, they listen. They kind of act exactly how you expect them to, and so we're going to play this out in a couple different parts. The halflings and the tiefling are the first to meet Renoir, and you see the shadow magic. Excuse me. You hear this music playing, and you see the shadow magic waft over these two monstrosities, and you see Renoir look back, and it's a flash of terror, panic, with like relief to see support, and then he sees who's coming, and it's like confusion slash panic slash relief. And
oh, thank God, help! Oh God, no, them!
And he finally, and this all happens real quick, and you see him settle on, this is what we're doing, and starts backing up as the two halflings are pulling him from the demons. Or the monstrosities. The monstrosities push forward through the shadow magic, and you see that pair, or not that pair, but that group start to skirmish. Okay. Next in the order is the other squad, Tringa, Atlas, and Rowan. You guys get to the line.
Yeah.
You get to the line of townsmen, and by the time you get there, you have noticed, or on your way to that, you see two of them get struck down by these monstrosities. One cleaved directly in two, the other impaled, and the blade driving them high. And then it slings, the monstrosity slings its blade down, and the body slides off and collapses against the ground. And you guys run up to the fight. What do you do?
Are we coming up like where we're behind the monstrosities, or are we coming up in front of them?
Yeah, you can either meet the line or you can pinch. Do a pincer attack.
Oh, I love the pincer. Alice, you cool with pincer? Just real quick before I say anything.
Do what?
Move.
That's a yes. Okay, so buckler out, pull the rapier, just do like a run and dive between their legs and try to like Achilles them.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Dang it! Go ahead.
Do it too.
I'm gonna do the same
do it
thing.
together.
Yeah,
We'll each take a leg.
Yeah, well, we'll just each take a demon.
What do you want to do? Each take a leg or each take a demon?
Oof. Let's just take a leg. Stick
And
together.
monstrosity.
All right, then we'll just each take a leg.
Both of
I'll
you
take a breast.
can roll a.
I'll take a thumb.
I'm a wing guy, so let's do that. I'm actually a boneless guy, but neither here nor there. Of your choosing, no, you are no longer in rage mode. BT dubs,
Right? Yeah.
but of your choosing, you may do an acrobatics or athletics roll.
Mine is a crit fail at the best possible moment.
Mine's a 15.
So what happens is, Kristoff says, charges at Atlas, gives him, because I'm not going to speak for you, gives.
If
Sorry,
I may,
Rowan.
because I was giving directions to this, would it count as my bonus action giving advantage?
No, because I mean you're too far away. I like where you're coming from.
Yeah, fair enough. Had to try. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's worth it. So, Rowan, you give the nod to Atlas, and you both kind of get that sweep the leg, and
Yes,
you
Sensei.
rush forward, and I think Atlas, like, it took him a minute to really catch what you were going, and by the time he like caught on and was excited, you're already ahead of him. And so when you slide in, you misjudge that, and you split the pole, so to speak.
Oh no.
And so this big, massive leg, it's kind of like when you see a skater and they're grinding around, you're like, oh, that looks really good, and then the skateboard disappears, and then they get racked.
Oh,
That's what happens to you.
again. Oh, this is the second time.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't remember the first time this
I don't
happened.
remember the first
to
time either.
It's definitely happened.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't think
Go
so.
listen to the episodes, God.
I'm disturbed that I apparently have a pattern of making Rowan rack himself. The real goal is his future. He'll never have children. I'm just trying to prevent
That's the
that.
goal.
Yeah. Dilutive wind has shown me.
That's what Rowan's really doing. No, it was an accident. But no doctor would voluntarily do
There's
that.
no
to
microwaves to sit on this fantasy world. You just have to make do.
Okay, so yeah, you have that real bad experience, and it turns around, and it picks you up. And as it picks you up by your chest plate or shirt or your armor, you're kind of being dragged high in the air. That's when Atlas comes in, and he is able to slide through the demon's legs, but isn't able to strike true. But he is able to stumble the monster off guard, causing him to drop you. So you fall at the feet of this monstrosity, and Atlas slides through him, kind of forcing him to stumble, because Atlas is a big guy. And this monster kind of stumbles over Atlas, dropping you, and Atlas is on the side of the line with soldiers, and you're alone in the cold on the other side. And that same monstrosity responds to that by trying to pick you up. So do me a favor and do a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's much better. That is a 21.
Okay, yeah. He's stumbling, or it's stumbling and trying to grab you, and you almost like Scooby-Doo scramble to your feet, and then as it's trying to grab you, you are able to, I assume you want to get on the safe side?
Yeah.
You scramble through
No,
its
I want to
feet
stay in the danger zone. Let's fucking kill this bard today.
You know, you do.
I'm a dead bard, please.
Yeah, and so you scramble to the other side. And as you guys are distracting the one monster and getting the attention of the other one next to it, you see another two of these guards fall on these monsters. And Atlas, you notice as you're like kind of stumbling back that there's like 7 or 8 dead dudes that you didn't notice before. They're losing this fight. It just looks good because their numbers were right, but they're falling fast. What do you want to do?
And Turinga's with us, correct?
Sure, Turinga's coming up on the other side.
I would look at Rowan as we're fighting and say, we got to get out of here. There's no way we're going to win with just us and these townspeople. We're going to have to distract while they get away.
Oh, God. What is there any buildings around us? Like any small corners, alleyways?
No, you guys are like in an open field near the plantations fighting. And while he's thinking of that, Shane, what do you want to do, bud?
I would love to. I've got my crossbow out with one bolt already loaded in one hand, and the other hand I have an ice knife. And I'm rolling up to these 3 monstrosities that just Karswan is fighting, and kind of like almost simultaneously pop the shot, throw the knife as I approach.
At the same one or separate ones?
At the same one, the one in the middle.
Okay. So go ahead and do me a favor and roll a range attack. And you can choose whether you would choose your spell or your range attack for both. You can use your spell modifier.
I think it's gonna be a hit either way because it's an 18 and it's +3 to either one. So
yeah. Well, there you go.
21.
Today we learned. And so you fire off that bolt, and the ice knife follows shortly after. And is ice knife the one that explodes?
It is.
Okay. So the bolt hits the monster in the back, and you notice that as that bolt comes down, Justicar's Fawn has just like leaped into the air, and the ice knife hits, and it explodes, and Justicar like kind of dives through the ice knife shards and brings down this blade through them. And you see one of the other guys has his spear and his lance stuck out of it, but he's wielding a sword against this other one. And he looks and he says, Kristoff, it's about time.
And Colin responds, just like Castle Capel, eh? Wink.
Oh, yeah. And he, turns and fights. And then you see him turn back, and it dawns on him. And he goes, wait, what? And right as that happens, a blade comes across Justicar Swan.
Fuck.
And he staggers backwards, and you see blood spray up.
Oh no.
And it's not a small amount. And he staggers backwards, and he says, well, let's fuck these guys up. And he jumps into the middle of them, and it's a blur. Like, you almost don't even see what happens, and one of them falls. But what you can see is Justicar Spawn is panting. Like, heavily panting, and there is blood all over the place.
So right where he got wounded, I'm assuming it's kind of like gushing blood.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Real bad.
I've always wanted to try this. I would like to cast Frostbite specifically on his wound to freeze and close it.
Oh, I love everything about that. Yeah, fucking roll me. We're gonna do a combination of rolls because I love everything about that. One, I want you to do like a ranged spell attack.
Okay.
And
I mean,
two,
it's usually a saving throw. Is this intentional?
This is intentional because this is a weird fucking mechanic. And
That's
two,
fair.
I want you to roll a medicine roll.
It's going to be 17 for the ranged spell attack,
Okay.
and it's going to be I don't know what my it's 17. I don't know what my modifier is. 1 second. Wisdom, right?
Yes.
It's just straight 17.
All right. So what are your two numbers?
The first one was an 18. This one was 17.
Do me a favor and roll a 1d4.
1.
And so you roll. That's you lucky son of a bitch on all fronts. And so you run up and you spray ice across his chest, and you see him wince, but the blood stops. And he looks down and he says, "Thanks. How long does this last?"
Long enough to kill these monsters.
And he looks like, "Good enough." And he leaps up on one of them, and it comes towering down. And as we're doing that, we are going to move on to Findahl. And Findahl is just having the time of his life. He is, as they get close, he pushes them back. You can tell he is just playing with them to some degree. And another one comes up and he vaporizes them in this like lightning arc of spell and combustion. And you hear him call out, "Oh, this is the greatest thing since the Arcane Wars. They actually are a challenge." And another one gets wasted. "No, correction." And he blasts the next one. And then you hear him scream out in pain as one snuck up behind him. And he goes down to a knee and goes, "Okay, not cool, dude." And you guys just see an explosion of flame from his area. And we go back to Renoir and the group, and they are just hightailing it to Sharinga, Atlas, Rowan, and the other soldiers. And you see Renoir just ahead of the pack, like full speed, and where the other two guys are like running, but Renoir's like, "Nope, not today." And while he's there, like when he gets to you guys or to Atlas and Rowan, he like just kind of, you think he's gonna stop because he slows down,
He's kind of barrels
and
through.
then he just bolts by and is just gone city.
He's gone forever.
He goes, "It's good to see you!" And he's just gone. And the two halflings and the tiefling get up, Lance and Jodo and Gid get there, and the collection of them go, "What's his deal?" And your fighting resumes. So What do you guys want to do?
I want to pull out Willow and give her a spin for everybody around me right now.
Okay, do that.
What kind of role is this for you?
Let's do a performance roll, because that's what we did last time.
Oh, jeez, Louise. You know what? I'll take it. 17.
Probably still have Bardic Inspiration, too.
I do. 21.
And so you pull out Willow and begin to spin Willow above your head like you saw in the vision. And you spin, and you're getting worried because you're in the middle of combat and these things are starting to like take notice that you're spinning this, and then it hops out of your hand and then bounces and hops out of your hand and then it spins into the air, and the people nearest to you get 1d12 temporary hit points.
You want to roll or you want to roll?
You roll. Sure, you're back.
6.
And so a couple of these soldiers that are nearby are inspired by this song, this noise, and Rowan, obviously you get this 6 as well. The squad that is rolled up on you aren't close enough to get it. And Rowan, what do you want to do, bud?
I'm going to call everyone into a tight-knit group, and I want to throw a fairy fire out outside of us, but definitely centered, maybe where, I don't know how far apart the monsters are.
Tringa's going to get hit by that. I think you can hit everybody. Well, you can avoid hitting everybody except for Tringa, because Tringa's on the other side. Because that's the way that spell's like a square, right?
Yeah.
So Tringa's going to get hit, which is like a wisdom saving throw, I think?
Dex.
That's not right. Dex. No, Tringa succeeds.
Oh, well, good.
And let me roll for all these. Oops. Oh, that's fine. Alright, so I know 2 of them pass, but I don't know your spell modifier. What's your spell save DC?
I believe it is 15.
Okay, 2 of them pass, 2 of them fail. So tell me what that does again? The 2 in the middle fail. We'll say that. Okay,
the 2 in the middle, basically everybody has advantage against them, and they can't turn invisible.
That is good call. These big monstrous guys, they
were about to pop smoke.
They are known to turn invisible. Actually, this is gonna work out.
Basically anything that goes in that area has to then roll it again and can't go invisible if they fail.
Gotcha. Okay, and so Tringa on the other side runs up and leaps onto the back of one of these glowing guys, and wraps his arms and legs around its arms, and you see them to begin to struggle, like he's trying to restrain them, and actually succeeds. So one of the guys in the middle is like fighting. It's not that it's totally paralyzed, it's that it's so busy fighting to get Tringa off of its back that it's not taking an action. And to your right, Atlas, you see these 2 guys inspired by your song. They rush forward into one of these monstrosities, and they actually do quite well. They run up and they attack almost in tandem. The first one striking against the leg, and the second one jumping up and kicking off of his shoulder and striking the same side of an arm, and you see the monster kind of lean back, and one of the guys leaps through the line, essentially. And the monster tries to respond, but doesn't find a purchase. And then you see the other one waste 2 guys on the far right of your line with 1 wide swing of his blade. And then these small halflings leap onto the one on the far right that Tringa is not actually restraining, and the bard is casting his spells against it, and those 3 are fighting to restrain and defeat that one. And it's not going as well as they had been hoping. The demon grabs Gid and flings him across from you, Atlas. So you're seeing Willow spin, and you see Gid go over your head, as you're spinning Willow, and that's where we're going to stop for there, and we're going to move over to Svan and Kristoff. And
if you want to just repaint the picture for me real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. He was turning to fight the one to the right after you healed him up, and he's got his blade in hand and was attacking that guy. So I'll let you act first if you want.
There was some ice knife, there was some crossbow bolts, there was an explosion of ice, I did a heal. Jiskar Svan's been doing work. So how many of them are left?
There's 2 left.
There's 2 left. And Jiskar Svan is like actively assaulting one of them.
The one on the right, yep.
Okay. And so where's Jiskar Svan's lance?
Sticking out of the one that he's fighting.
Out of the one he's fighting, but he's not actively using it?
No, he's using a blade right now. It's like,
so the lance, he the like... other one.
Yeah, I'm sure you could wedge it out, right? Like,
yeah,
because it's
like
wedged in.
Launching it.
Yeah, so sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
fuck it.
I will do that.
Rule of cool, bro.
So it'll be a dexterity saving throw to the other one.
Oh, they're not really good at this. So.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping.
Nope, they're not great. I just rolled high on the other ones. No, I'm doubting that your spell save DC is like 15, right?
It's 14, I think. 14.
Yeah, no, it's below.
No, it's 15. It is.
Yeah, so he does not save.
Okay, so the lance, I basically extend my hand to it, and I'm filling it with arcane energies, using the copper bracelet on my wrist as a focus because I just like looking at it. And then the lance shoots out and into the other ogre demon.
Do me a favor and roll your damage plus 2d12.
2d12 in addition. Okay.
Yep.
It's a lot of d12s. Where is... Alright, not a die I use a lot. 3, 9, 12, 21, 30.
30 total damage?
30 total damage.
And so you see the lance unwedge itself and fling across and wedge itself into the next demon, and it like pierces the shoulder blade of it, and you see the left monster's left arm fall limp. And Svan roared. Go ahead.
Bonus action.
Yep.
Call and response to Svan. Drive the nail, Svan!
And Svan roars in excitement as he watches his lance magically slam into the other one. So he... Well... So he leaps up and drop kick / like springboards off of the one he is facing, and he leaps into the lance, and he flips his body feet first and like lands almost like that demon is a platform. So he's parallel with his lance and the demon, and in one swift motion he takes the hilt of the blade he's holding and just slams it into the butt of the lance, and it drives all the way through, and you see this black ichor explode from the back.
Wendy opens the door to a lavish office. Stacks of paper neatly organized on some desks, others in a state of chaos. The council's office was quiet considering the time of the day. "Council Shear!" she shouted, looking around the room. "Yes?" The red-headed half-elf raised her head over a stack of papers. Wendy closed the distance, trying to be mindful of all the stacks of paper as she did so. "It's Oxbane!" she shouted. The council's face remained stoic. "What about it?" she asked, eyeing the golden-haired high elf with glasses. The glasses were filled with smudges of fingerprints. "It's under attack!" Wendy shouted. What makes you say that? She asked, the panicking elf. I received a message from Kristoff. They made it to Oxbane and found there are these giant horned monsters in large numbers taking over the town. Wendy burst out through labored breaths. Kristoff? Council replies. Where do I... Ah, yes, I remember him now. His two friends. You say he told you Oxbane is under attack? Wendy nods emphatically. Come, we must go confirm this, and if what you say is true, we will send help. Council Shear pulls a small object from the desk drawer and quickly leaves the office, Wendy in tow. Hey Shane, can you make a perception roll for me, please?
Yeah, what for?
I mean, we'll see.
Okay, yeah, let me do it. My fucking dice, piece of shit! Fucking fell off the table, I gotta go get it.
Every time.
God, you know what would happen if you had a dice tray?
Yeah,
not that.
I would love if I had a dice tray, but I only keep fucking products in my home that are emblazoned with the image of our Lord Odin. You know that.
Well, actually, Dwayne, weren't you just telling me about this Odin dice tray?
Yeah, Darksilver Forge has this really sweet Odin dice tray. It's really high quality, and you can get metal dice there too. I think Shane needs one of those now, especially so I don't get my ears blasted out again.
That would solve all my problems.
Yeah, heavier dice, a dice tray? Oh my god.
But is it emblazoned with the image of our Lord Odin?
It is.
Yes,
also,
it is.
if your lord happens to be Cthulhu, they have one of those as well.
No, I converted back in the 90s.
Oh, okay. Well, they have both. So, whatever your fancy.
That is fancy.
And if you're already there, when you're in that checkout spot, you can even just use Lawful Stupid in the checkout code and get 10% off site-wide.
Whoa!
Wait,
we
That's
have that?
basically free.
So it's not just on the dice trays?
No, it's
Get
everything.
out!
All things being relative, that is essentially free.
Yeah, that's free.
Like in
It's
the
close enough.
infinite stars of the cosmos, like it's a sum insignificant.
Hashtag Lawful Stupid, we're not sure what for you really means.
Yeah, one more time, Lawful Stupid at Darksilver Forge. You can get 10% off site-wide.
I gotta get my dice.
Yeah.
If I could take a moment, just Dwayne, thank you so much, because that is it's exactly almost word for word what I was envisioning in my head, and all I had to do is say, drive the nail, and you were like, got you, mind meld, and you did it, and I'm so happy.
Hey man, the dice were on your side. And we go back to Findahl. And this flame, this sphere, this explosion of flame dissipates. It goes out and comes back in, ending on Findahl, and Findahl is on a knee, and there are just corpses around Findahl. And Findahl gets up weakly and goes, okay, probably shouldn't have spoke so soon. And Findahl sees the rest of this fighting going on, and he goes, but we're not in bad shape. And just as he says that, almost like saying, knock on wood, you see more of them coming from the forge. Another 24 of these things heading your direction. And Findahl looks that direction and goes, oh shit. Atlas, Rowan, what do you want to do, boys? You also see these reinforcements coming.
Oh god.
I got so into your story, I forgot what the plan I even had. I was like, what's happening? What am I going to do, Dwayne? This is so good. So we've got Tringa, the halflings, and the tiefling all have arrived. With how many townspeople are left, you say? Because I know it's
How many
like
townspeople left?
4 or 6.
You started with 12, 2 got wasted, another 2 got wasted, so you're at 6. If my count is correct.
12 minus 2 is 8.
But
And
did you lose?
currently 2 are
Oh
kind
no,
of
that's right, because the 2 brave ones didn't die.
So and there's 1 or 2 of those guys being grappled currently.
1.5?
They're kind of.
Yeah.
Nobody's.
Because Tringa's on 1 and like the
you mean the
halflings.
demon.
restraining
Oh,
one, the other one's
the
got
monstrous.
halflings on it.
The monstrous. One is restrained, the other one is dealing with people on it.
I'll say, Rowan, which one should we attack? You want to go for the one that's restrained?
We've got to help Taringa, distract it so that he can get off.
Done.
And then we've got to book it. Like, if we're fighting 4 and losing, we can't fight double or triple that.
Alright, so I pull out, well, I imagine I already have Alaria out, and so I'm going to go attack the legs of the one that Taringa's on.
So let's point of order, so I'm visioning this right. You put Willow up and pull Alaria out, right? Like, you're not trying to will both at once. Okay. Because there was a moment where you were... Alright, so you're trying to sweep the legs of the one that Taringa's on, right?
Yeah, so just cut the Achilles, because I just imagine
go ahead
that's...
and roll a strength attack with advantage.
That's an 18.
That's going to do it, and go ahead and roll your damage dice.
Sweet. That's alright. 4 plus a 6, that's 10. Plus, that's 14. She gets 1 to attack, it's 15.
And so you rush forward and kind of kneel down and swing at this thing's knees. And you strike and you hit the left knee true, and your blade is stopped. Hard stopped. But the knee buckles and it drops to its knee, and it roars out in pain. And you see Taringa take this moment of opportunity, and he pulls his blade free, but it's not a sword, it's just like this dagger he had hilted, and shoves it in the spinal cord of this thing. And you see it roar, and it reaches forward for you, Atlas, but it like collapses over onto you. You're not pinned or anything, but it just falls on you.
Okay.
And Rowan, what do you want to do about that?
I'm gonna have to attack the one with Lance and the half-elves to give them a chance to move.
Alright, how do you want to do that? You just want to use your rapier?
Rapier.
Okay.
Much better. 18.
That's gonna do it. So you run up and do how much damage?
I do 10, and I'll use the inspiration to add another force of 14.
Absolutely, great. And so you run up and you stab this monstrosity, and it roars out in pain as this halfling is also scrambling around and stabbing it, and it looks at you, and it's going to attempt to grab you. So do me a favor and do a dexterity saving throw. Or acrobatics saving throw, technically.
Oh, acrobatics? Or
because you're trying to like move out of the way of a grapple.
Yeah, same
Either
thing.
way.
It's the same.
Same thing. It just depends if you have like acrobatics proficiency. That could really help.
Oh, I do, but I'm also like they're equal. It's a 17.
Yeah, because he's proficient in dexterity saving throws too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Didn't know. Or didn't have that remembered off the top of my head. What was
17.
Okay, so it goes to grab you, and almost like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You pop in, stab, and then pop out before it can even like where it went to grab was where you used to be. Not
getting racked this time.
This halfling scrambles up and is still stabbing, and that's Sir Jodo. And you see Lance, the male tiefling bard, like, you see this, like, orb of magic, like, pure magic, concentrating between his hands, and then this, like, Gatling gun, rapid-fire set of black arcane missiles arcane missiles just shoot forward and pelt this thing. And it's just shot after shot after shot.
I love that sound.
And you see it hit, and it stumbles backwards and hit, and then you see the last shot hit it in the head. And when it falls backwards, Atlas, Rowan, you can see that where its face was is this just maw of black shard nothingness, right? It's just the face is just caved in and it falls backwards. And then on your left-hand side, your right-hand side, because you're facing them, you see two of the guards still going toe-to-toe with this thing, and then further down the line, you see another one fall. And you start to hear the guy say, Look, there's more! They're on their way! And another one says, We gotta get out of here! And we're gonna go back to Kristoff and Spock.
Bonus action, call and response. Second verse, same as the first! Catapult!
And so, you're just gonna pull it. Oh, right.
Because right now it's in that one, so I'm sending it back to the other one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dexterity.
Sorry. Forgot that I have to do something here.
Yeah, I was like, we're going to roll like, wait a second.
Ooh! So, you fire it, and almost like seeing what happened before, it catches the lance and swings it with its open hand. So now it has the giant sword in one hand and Spawn's lance in the other one. And it's going to strike out at Justicar Spawn, being the closest thing to him. Okay. And so the first sword comes across Justicar Spawn and hits him again across the chest. This time, when the first attack went from top right to bottom left, this one comes from top left to bottom right. And Justicar Spawn stumbles backwards. And with his offhand, he swings the lance at Justicar Spawn, but from where Justicar Spawn stumbles backwards and is now gushing wounded, another large wound again, he misses. And Justicar Spawn looks up at this thing and says, "That's mine!" and leaps forward. And Justicar Spawn catches this thing in the backswing, and his blade strikes against the arm of that and cuts in such a way that he drops the lance. And Justicar Spawn picks the lance and attempts to sweep the legs.
Put him in a body bag.
And again, Kristoff, do me a favor and roll a perception check for him, please.
It's pretty good. 19.
You see almost stop motion where he takes the weapon, sweeps the leg, and then brings the lance down into its chest. But you see 3 static images of him. And then you see the spray of black ichor in the air and falling down.
Good job, Spawn. Gotta go, Spawn. Gotta go, come on.
And Spawn turns to you and falls face first.
Like, I'm not a strong man, Spawn. I can't carry you.
And Spawn grumbles and he starts pushing himself up and he says, "I'm okay." And he slowly climbs back to his feet. And then he starts stumbling again. He goes, "Not gonna lie. Need some help." And
God, this is so complicated. I'm gonna try to, from the Arcane Torrent, manifest a wagon?
Oh, gosh. Okay. Do me a favor.
I just want to talk
not
about
like a
what
complex,
happened
not
to
like
my
a wagon,
bracelet.
like a cart, but like a little thing on wheels that I could pull.
Oh, so like an Easy Rider almost. A Red Rider.
Exactly, like a wagon. Like a
well,
little
I was
wagon.
thinking a cart, and I was like,
No.
guys, if he doesn't roll a 40, he's going to pass out.
Let me make a carriage and a jumbo jet.
I was like, listen, I'm all about rule for cool, but you're about to go betting time.
No, like something simple, like something
radio
like
flyer for sure.
Do me a favor and radio flyer is what I was looking to call. Thank you. Do me a favor and roll an Arcana check for me, please. Arcana saving throw. You're in a heated moment.
I was going to say, simple like that time my bracelet blew up.
Oh,
Carry
dude,
on.
that's an unnatural 20.
Okay, great. So, because this is a larger item...
Oh, it's a 22. Because it's the same
This is a larger item. Yeah, it's fine. Because this is a larger item that you have not summoned before, you only made small things. Do me a favor and roll a 1d4.
I do want to say that most of the parts that would not normally be made out of copper wire are made out of copper wire. Like the tires that would normally be like made of rubber are just bandaged copper wire. Like there's like a big thing of copper wire that I pull and that's the handle.
Yeah, okay. I love it.
But what do you want me to roll?
1d4.
1d4. 4.
You lose 4 hit dice from the exhaustion of making a cart.
Absolutely makes sense.
And so you make this cart, and Spawn looks at you, and looks at the cart, and says, "You have some explaining to do." And he, like, kneels into the cart and kind of lays down. And he, like, starts kicking with his free foot to, like, start moving.
He's, like, kicking, I'm, like, pulling, and it's very much like a Princess Bride moment where I go, Atlas! I need you, Atlas! I can't catch him, Fezzik! I need your strength!
And Findahl is heading your direction, and he sees Kristoff, and he sees Rowan, and he sees Atlas, and he is just excited.
Findahl, I need your help. I'll let you touch my teeth. Come on.
Findahl goes and runs straight for you. Beelines right for you. And it goes, okay, and hands in your face. And just grabs your face.
Uh-huh.
And goes, great. Let's leave. And you see his right hand just explode with magic, and he slams it to the ground, and from his hand, in the fastest that you've ever seen, mist spread, and it fills the air, and it's thick and thick, and the only thing that you boys can see is 2 things, and that's all of you guys. Townsmen, that's Swan, that's Kristoff, that's Rowan, that's all of your allies, is this red pulsing figure that is Findahl, and the fairy-fired monstrosity. So in this thick smoke, you guys have 2 beacons to go towards. And Chiringa, seeing everything fill up and looking over, and says, "If you can hear me, go to Findahl!" And they all make their way towards Findahl. What do you boys want to do?
Oh, I'm absolutely running to Findahl.
Okay.
That's too easy. Rowan, we gotta go. Don't even think about it. Just get him. Let's go.
Where's Kristoff? Sound off, or you made it to Findahl?
Yeah, I'm right here. He got it.
All right.
Oh, Findahl.
To Findahl.
And so everybody kind of runs near him, and as the closer you get and the more Findahl pulses, there's like this ring with everybody within 10-15 feet. You can start seeing the outlines of each other, and Findahl says, "I'm great and all, but we should probably go." And he starts heading the opposite direction of all these reinforcements.
Atlas, help me with this card. He's very heavy.
I'll take over so he doesn't have to do it.
And Spawn looks up at Atlas and says, "It's good to see you.
It's good to see you again, too." I mean,
no, it's really cool. We need to get. I do not know how long this cart will not be exploded. Remember the friendship bracelet?
What?
I said, did you?
If he starts to try and
you
get
made
up,
this cart.
Just throw him on your back and let's go.
I will lift Svan out of it and put him on my shoulder and leave the cart.
And as you do so, because rule of cool, as like you're walking away, it explodes.
I do not turn around to look at it.
Explosion.
I do not look at it.
You hear Spawn go, "What was I riding in that thing?" And
Insane.
you guys run. You guys run and you run for what feels like way too long until you run out of this thick fog mist. And Findahl says, "Okay, great, this way." And he's like scattering with the deftness of a crazy old, like the way a crazy old man would, right? Like it's all over the place. He just has no no dexterity, no couth at all. And you run to the wall.
He looks like Jafar when he was disguised in Aladdin.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And you see the city wall, and Findahl is running straight for the wall, not slowing down.
Yep.
Nothing like that. And you see Swan go, "Close enough, Findahl!" And Findahl at the last second snaps his fingers and he slides through it. Just translucently through it. And you guys can choose to follow.
Platform 9 and 3/4.
Just follow.
Sharinga full charge. Everybody barrel through it, and you end up on the other side. And you hear Findahl say, "Okay, great. Now we should really get further away from the town. We have to get back to the hideout." And Swan goes, "Sounds great. Sooner's better." And so Findahl begins to lead the way into the woods quickly. And you're running until you hit the tree line. And about 20 minutes forward, he leads you to the mouth of a cave. And you guys enter and begin to descend.
Do we recognize this cave?
And you...
Yes.
Okay.
You don't.
Do we? Oh, okay. All right.
So you begin to descend in this cave, and as you get further down, it's been pitch black for those of you who don't have dark vision, right? Other than that, you can see. And then you start seeing torchlights. And as you get down there, you start seeing familiar faces. You see some townsfolk that you've seen. And you see Eckenbar. And you see the twin gnomes. And you see the Magister. And that's where we're going to stop, boys.
But we've only been going for 47 minutes.
Wait, excuse me?
We've only been going for 47
Yeah,
minutes.
that's solid.
I am.
It's going to be a little bit of a longer episode.
No, we're good stopping there as you guys see the safety of some of the townsfolk and escape the battle. Boys, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I know. It almost feels like I just hit level 5 in there.
Yeah, I feel like I hit the shit out of level 5.
Hit level 5 for sure.
I feel like I might have fucking barreled right past 5 and gone to 6.
Oh, really?
This is what we felt like.
Do you see what I deal with?
I'm saying I feel like I've exhausted.
Listeners, can you hear what I deal with?
I feel like the
like
experience that I've gained through this ordeal.
If you guys think this is the only time I hear this shit, you would be wrong.
Literally every day.
It's literally that time we probably earned a whole lot of experience.
I'm like, hey,
right?
Dwayne, I just put up some new promotional photographs on Instagram. That's probably some experience, right?
Yeah, that's probably
sure.
50 pop, right? You know what I'm saying? So let me do some quick math. You guys want to start on an outro while I work on math?
Yes, thanks so much, everybody, for listening and going on this journey with us. We're super into this right now.
God, I hope you guys are as much as I can't even word right now. There's not even word for word this.
Yeah, exactly. And if we're kind of going on a different kind of tone than we usually do. We're not so much into the hee-hees and ha-has right now. We're in some serious moments. So hit us up and let us know if that's working. Is that working for you? Are you
like
into that?
Is that your thing?
Do you like that? Do you like that? Yes. Just that's not what Breaking Benjamin says, but we need you to like
boys. The moment of truth you've been waiting for.
Level 6.
We're gonna total up on. We're gonna do some stuff because it's been a while since I've doled out some solid experience points. So let's talk about the last time you really got. No, the last time you really got experience points was the Tinkerer, right?
So episode 8.
Yeah, it's been a while. Right? So let's talk about some of the accomplishments without doing like too much of a recap. You came back. You got a new task for the being wanted and stuff like that. So you accomplished that. That was great. You went through their missive mission where basically you had to reclaim your name and then go and try and figure out about this fake person, and you went and joined a guild, and that helps you advance. And then you fought a reclaimer and lost horribly, but you know what? It was admirable. It was admirable. And right after you quit drinking, and then you came and take down, which I think everybody kind of feels, these monstrosities, which are not easily taken down. So, boyos, I want everybody to go ahead and take 6,000 experience points per person. And I want to give, specifically, I want to give Rowan an extra 150 experience points. Because I appreciate how well you played to your character. Just point blank between all the missions, the guilds, you stay true to that kind of like flat, smart-assy. You kept the same tone. I like that. And then I'm going to give an extra 500 to Kristoff, who has really dived deeper into his character, like not drinking and really holding true to Atlas's grudge and stuff like that. And then I'm going to give Devin Atlas 300 experience because I really enjoyed the Yarg moment. I think he played well with that. And I'm trying to reward good narrative and character development. So, boys, welcome to level 5. Maybe level 6 for some of you, or damn near close, right?
No, it's for sure.
You're closer. Anybody close to level 6 at all?
I am just exactly at the halfway point between level 5 and level 6.
What's level 6 for you for level 6?
It's 14k.
14,000. Yep. So I'm at 10,725. So the halfway point is 10,250. So right there.
Ooh, it's looking good, boys. Everybody just got a whole lot stronger. Level 5 is a big moment.
It's a big leap.
Especially for... are you all barbarian right now?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's a big leap. That extra attack.
I know. Juicy.
Yep. Super good. All right, boy. That was a good one. So, right. They leveled up. That's great. We've done a lot of stuff. We've done the webcomic. We've been very active on social. Kristoff Shane and Devin and Alex. I want to say like a special shout out from me to you guys because I've been super busy with work and traveling and all the other stuff going on. And I want to say thanks because all the stuff that you guys have been experiencing in the last 4 weeks, the Instagram stuff, the live videos, the games, and everything that they're doing, the interaction is all that. I have not been that involved lately. That's going to change now that my barbarians are back and I've kind of got some solid footing under me. But I want to say thanks because you guys, I did not even worry about that, right? Like I knew that I could step back and you guys took care of that, and so I want to say thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Like it's fun for us to interact with the fans. Like it's just cool.
I love interacting with people.
We're fed by our egos, and they feed our egos, and thus they are great.
So I'm realizing in this moment that we did end an episode last time, and I didn't roll for humanity. I need some help from my forward thinkers here. When does this episode come out?
So I can tell you as soon as I get a calendar open, because next episode is going to be...
So it'll be like this...
26, 27. So this will be the 9th of
the
July.
9th of July. And when does episode 26 come out?
The 2nd of July.
So there's only one episode. Okay, so all these new episodes are going to be in a new month.
Yes.
So I've already rolled for humanity for Wounded Warrior Project. I've already done all that because I've already done all of June. Okay, so these are now July rolls. So July. I don't have who the charity is going to be for July yet because I'm going to kind of give it to some fans. We're going to do some polls. We're going to find out who's going to be receiving the humanity rolls for July, kind of with some of our patrons on Patreon and maybe some folks on Instagram and stuff. But I will go ahead and do 2 rolls now because I forgot to last time. That's an 18 and a 12.
Ooh, even 30.
So even 30 with appropriate Patreon contributions are coming to the charity that will be determined
in the near future
by the people who listen, by the people who care. And thank you guys so much for letting us do this. Thanks so much for letting us help in the way that we can, and thanks so much for supporting us and sticking with us. And
thanks for bringing us into your home or your car or your work or wherever you listen.
Or
into your ears, however you receive it.
Maybe you live in an RV, and if that's the case, then you get the double bonus. and actually, because you had the double bonus, if anybody sends in that they listen to this in an RV, we get double experience.
Yep, true story.
So,
confirmed, Dwayne.
Goodbye. We love you.
We are storytellers.
We are creators.
We are gamers.
We are dreamers.
We are players.
We are players.
We are players.
We are DMs.
We are nerdsmith.